Tongan cross-country skier Peter Tofu managed to achieve both of his goals at the Winter Olympics on Friday as he avoided hitting a tree and managed to finish the 15-kilometer individual race. The 34-year-old never had much hope of earning a place on the medal podium, having spent just 12 weeks of his life in and around snow. And he was delighted with his performance in Pyeongchang, especially as he managed to avoid falling on the course. Tofu only took the sport up a year ago. The athlete became a TV and internet hit in 2016 when he walked shirtless into the opening ceremony at the Summer Olympics in Rio de Janeiro carrying the Tongan flag. He braved the cold at the opening ceremony in South Korea to do the same, once again becoming a viral sensation. After competing in Friday's event, he revealed he had thought to himself, "Please God, not in front of everyone, don't give me my first fall." Tofu managed to finish 114th of 119 competitors, with 2 finishing behind him and the others not finishing or being disqualified during the event. The winner of the event, Switzerland's Dario Calogna, said Tofu represents what the Olympics are all about, that will come as music to Tofu's ears. He has previously said his real long-term goal is to inspire others from the South Pacific to give the Olympics a shot. Speaking ahead of the event, he said, "I won't medal on Friday, but in 4 years someone from Tonga might. In 8 years someone from the Pacific might. These kids who are watching now, they'll have access to something they never knew existed before." He didn't fare so well in Taekwondo at the Rio Games in 2014, losing his first match 19-1, but shortly after that, the persistent Tofu had decided to make a run at qualifying for the Winter Games even though it almost never snows where he comes from. He took up cross-country skiing because he said it was the most challenging of all Olympic events, training on roller skis at home and in Australia. Despite only recently seeing snow, he managed to qualify for the Olympics, sacrificing nearly everything he had financially to make his dream come true. When he arrived in Pyeongchang, he said he wouldn't march without a shirt. But when the opening ceremonies began there, he was topless and carrying the Tonga flag despite bone-chilling temperatures. The crowd roared with approval. "If my ancestors can sail across the Pacific Ocean for 1,000 years, not knowing where the next piece of land is going to be, not knowing where their next meal is going to be, going to war, then I can walk for 25 minutes through an opening ceremony without a shirt on," Tofu said, "because that's what they war for 1,000 years. Tofu's mere presence here is a testimony to his perseverance. He was considered too small to be given a chance to play rugby as a high school kid, but he still went to all of the practices. For 4 years I was never once put on the field. I was never given a chance," he said. "The coaches thought I had no chance. That taught me 2 things. I was resilient and I don't give up. I needed better coaches at the time because that's not how you treat people." He had been more concerned about his homeland than the games this week. Speaking to BBC Sport, he said, "I wake up at 4 a.m., go out on these roller skis and people are supporting, so I can't let people down. I have to keep trying. I am not going to win. I had 12 weeks. The miracle was to get here. I do it because there are people who are inspired by this story publicly. I show all my failings as well. I don't just put on this image of a perfect life." A cyclone that hit Tonga earlier this week, the biggest in 60 years, devastated homes and wrecked the Parliament House. And Tofu asked people via a Facebook post to stay tuned for how they can help out. He's also considering taking up a new sport for the next Summer Games in 2020, perhaps something to do with the water. "Stay tuned," he said.